Morning, folks. Jim Watson with Tricia Turner Properties Group. I'm here, as you can see, at the AMCAP office with Mr. Brad Ainsworth. Say hi, Brad.
How are y'all? How are y'all today?
I've come here because I heard about 100% loans available. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, sir. So AMCAP is fortunate enough to be the sole salesperson for this product that a bank here in Houston is rolling out to diversify their portfolio. So AMCAP being headquartered here, we have 200 loan officers on the ground here. So they chose us to be their boots on the ground and sell this loan to everybody.
Cool. So what do you have to do to be able to apply for and get 100% loan?
You just simply have to qualify for a conventional loan. This loan is just that. It's a conventional loan. You have an option of putting zero down. You can still put 5%, 10%, 20% down if you want. A lot of those buyers use this loan because of the advantage of the low interest rates that they have, and there's no points. As you know, right now on most conventional loans, due to the secondary markets and the way those are behaving right now,
So,
most loans have points on them.
so when you say points, a lot of these, I'm shooting at apartment dwellers, first-time home buyers.
Okay.
So they may not understand what is the point.
1 point is 1% of your loan amount. So basically, right now, the way the secondary markets are performing, they're not paying us lenders a lot of money for these loans that we're selling them. Well, we can't keep our doors open on what the investor's willing to pay us, so then lenders like us or any other lender out there has to charge points as additional revenue. Well, with this particular loan, there are no points on it. So the only closing cost that this bank has is $495 underwriting fee. That's it.
That's it. There's no origination fee.
No
just
origination
$495.
fee, $495 underwriting and an appraisal, and you're done.
So potentially you could get into a house with $2,000, $5,000, maybe nothing.
Well,
with some of the
You can get into a $300,000 house for probably $5,500, and that's assuming no seller contribution. You have seller contribution and sellers paying for your title policy. We get people in for zero, because right now sellers are willing to make some deals right now. As you know, we see seller contribution on almost every transaction we have now. So people are getting in, we're getting them in for very, very small amounts of money. I had one 2 weeks ago. Customer came to closing at $48.92.
So there's requirements around available cash.
Well, there are just normal requirements for a conventional loan. We have to have a minimum 640 credit score, because you can't really get a conventional loan under 640. You do have to have some reserves. If on a conventional loan, typically they want to see a couple of months of mortgage payments in reserve. You don't have to spend that money. It just has to be kind of sitting there in case something were to happen and you have the ability to make a payment if for whatever reason. So there are small reserve requirements. That's very standard for any kind of conventional loan. We talked about your credit score. It's got to be a minimum 640. So as long as you can get there and the other factors in the loan are good, as far as your debt to income ratio and some money left over in the bank, we have a good chance of getting you in this loan.
So is there a cap on the amount I can borrow?
It's a conventional loan right now. The Fannie Mae cap is $647,200. So that would be the max loan on this program. Very soon, in the next couple of days, Fannie Mae is going to be announcing their new loan limits for the coming year. We're expecting those to be, somewhere around $750,000. So when Fannie Mae announces that, this bank will then have a new Fannie Mae cap, and we'll be able to do higher loan amounts.
So today I could borrow $640,000 sale price on a home anywhere.
Well, there are geographical limitations. So the big thing about this product is that the property has to be in a majority census tract, which means the census tract that the property's in has to be at least 50% minority occupied. Well, as you and I know, that's 90% of our whole area.
Let's just show them the Katy area.
This is an example. This is a enlarged map of the Katy area. You can see that the vast majority of Katy is eligible. There's a little section in here in downtown Katy that's not. So your realtor, Jim, will have to we've got maps that shows these areas, and there's also lookup tools. So if you have an individual address that you want to look up, you can look up the census tract and check and make sure it's in the eligible area. And then on down south towards Fort Bend, 95% of Fort Bend County is available. It really is a vast amount of area that's eligible.
So here's the deal. You're currently living in an apartment where you're paying 100% interest. You're not paying any principal, you're not building any equity. Here's an opportunity for you with very little money, no more than it would cost you typically to get into an apartment, to get into a home, to build wealth, to build equity for yourself, to look out for your future of your children. Beautiful thing, isn't it, Brad?
You bet. And your advantages of home ownership are, of course, you just mentioned building equity, building wealth. You get the advantage of appreciation as your home appreciates. That's how a lot of people build wealth, is buying their first home and taking that home and selling it one day, using that equity to buy their next house and build up.
From an investor's perspective, they talk about leverage. So you leverage 10%, $100,000 on $1 million property. So you're leveraging zero. Cool.
And don't forget, you also get your tax benefits and your tax breaks. You get to write off your interest and your property taxes off of your tax return. So you're going to be able to get a bigger refund and use that money however you want to. This loan is fantastic right now during Christmas time. A lot of people aren't wanting to let go of their cash because it's Christmas. Also, people want to hold on to more cash. They pay these Christmas bills in January. So it's a great time to buy now, because when spring and summer comes around, interest rates are beginning to trickle down just a little bit, but waiting till spring and summer, you're going to get back into the market when everybody else is going to be getting back into the market. Then you're going to be back in those bidding wars that we had 2 years ago. Then you're going to end up paying more for your house than you would be today. So take advantage of the sellers really wanting to make deals and get their homes sold right.
So that's it, people. Jim Watson, Trisha Turner Properties Group, Brad Ainsworth, AMCAP. Call me, 832-306-1428. And you're going to watch this on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel that I have with Kareem. Jim Watson, out.